Brisky? Hey, Dale. Hey, John. Yeah, no, I just drive. This is Leland, Michigan. It's like a famous fish place. Recently, they just got a grant to raise all the levels of these buildings because they were starting to get underwater because of high lake levels. This is on Lake Michigan. This is just north of Traverse City. See that big salmon just trying to swim upstream? You just see him come up to the top? Yeah, I haven't been here lately, but I've been here quite a few times. Yeah, yep. This is where I take my Match.com dates right here at the Falling Waters Lodge. I get that top room right there, king size bed. Yeah, this is a nice place. It is. Yep. I knew it was going to be cloudy, semi-cloudy here. You never know. I decided to go anyway. It's a cute little town. Home of the $8 coffee. It's busy up here today. I'm surprised. People like me trying to get away from the crowds. I'll show you this place better. Can you guys see it? Okay, is it a decent signal? Because if it is, then I'll sign off and I'll just record it. But if it is, I'll just do it right now. I'm going to put this Doka pole back in my van. Yeah, Corvette, yep. It's not very good shape, really, if you look at it close. I was really into Corvettes for a while. Paid up the ass, had them all redone. I think the new Corvettes, it's an engineering marvel, but the old ones were an overpriced, super heavy, unperforming piece of junk. That's why I switched to the Astro van later on. Hi, hon. I see you up there, hon. I see ya. I see ya, honey. I brought all my my camera stuff today, but I don't think I'm going to be using that much of it. Party, hon. I see ya. I see ya, hon. Well, a little grainy. Hold on, maybe it'll get better. If it's a little grainy, then I'll video it too, so you can. It's because it's a really cute place. Cheese shop. Sandwiches. Anyway, if you don't think it's good enough, I'm recording it too. See? But I like it that it's not idiot proof. You can actually fall off the side because there's not some 9-foot rail. Oh, thank you, Meat Clanny. Glad to have you. I did see a salmon heading up that, and I can only assume that there aren't a bunch of them trying to jump that is because they've never been planted there. They just don't head up to any waterfall for the hell of it. Now these boats, these are connected to Mary's tribe, I think. These are charter fleets right here. That's the boat that's connected to Mary's tribe, Janice Sioux. I'd like to go for a ride on this. It's a little cold. Yeah, I'll do it, Jeff. I'm all for it. Hey, I ordered one last night. It's actually a shield, a sun shield for a GoPro 9. It kind of looks like the even with a neutral density filter, you're kind of screwed. This should take care of that. It's just like a shroud on an expensive Nikon lens. Hey, Philip. Yeah, I'd like to rent a party boat. Just party for the whole night. Hey, Pete. Ramp fee, $10. It's worth it. You try and end up putting a boat in someplace, even a kayak for that matter, and it's not convenient, you realize $10 is worth every dime. Janice Sue. Look at this big crane. Crane or something. It digs or something. I don't know what it does. It's kind of cool though, whatever it does. Janice Sue. I'm here in the winter more than I am in the summer. There's too many people here in the summer. Here's a U.S. Park Ranger. Michigan Conservation Officer. Actually, trespassing is fairly complicated. It's not as cut and dried as you think. Yeah, I love pigeons. It's the one thing I never got into that I like to pigeons. And that's because I just didn't want them crapping all over everything, or I couldn't have them, or it was going to be a nuisance. But I like them. That and the fact that I just didn't like the idea of letting them go someplace and worrying about them getting home. So I just said, screw it. I've got some really good old collectible books on pigeons. Meat Candy, I count you on my list of stuff that I'll be sending out in the next 6 months. I decided to quit collecting things about 4 years ago. I've gotten rid of the bulk of it, but I got some really killer documents. I think you'd like one. I'll surprise you with it. Janice Sue, right here. Oh, did he, Pete? These documents are like 1700s. I'm hoping if I cut through Traverse City on the way home, which I can't help, that there's some fish coming up the fish ladder. And I'd like to put my camera underneath there. That's another beef I've got with the state. These states realize that wildlife is really the number one reason is the commodity. This idea that that they call this fishing in the fall when the salmon are migrating is not cool, because the salmon aren't even feeding at this time of the year. They're going up to spawn and to die, and the only reason that people have that little colored fly on there is to keep them legal, which is another sham. It's basically torturing the fish one last time before it gets to its final resting place. And I just wouldn't call that a sport. 20% of them you don't even catch in the mouth. And the ones that you do, it's because they're gasping for air swimming upstream. It has nothing to do with a fish looking for something to eat and you hooking it. The state will never admit that because they make too much money off it, but that's the truth. It is not in any way fishing. They give thumbs down because they're blocked. They can't comment. I got rid of them all. They can't comment on it. A thumbs down counts just as much as a thumbs up in YouTube's algorithm AdSense bullshit. I don't care. It's worth it. It doesn't matter to me. I'd hide the views and the subscribers. I don't care. I'm on YouTube shit list lately anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me. I'm already looking for an alternative platform. If I can't go and interview people and ask them simple questions like addiction and what they've been on and what they're trying to get off of it, what's the sense of it all? I told you I was never whoring out for views. My popular videos, which is everybody grades YouTube by how many subscribers you have and how many views. A bunch of bullshit. Yeah. And if nobody watched him, I'd be here today doing the same thing. Yeah, let me know. Yeah, I wish TikTok could go into the YouTube thing. You know, like not that 90-second stuff. You know, some foreign country like Russia or China or something like that. Look, I'm all for, like, you can't just have the Wild West. You can't have hate groups and, you know, like that damn Purple Rose or whatever that guy was selling drugs on tour. I'm not for that at all. It's just if I can't go out and have a questionnaire on people in certain conditions, what's the sense of it all? I might as well. I asked YouTube in an email I sent him, you want me to start saying a prayer before I go on? Or go convert to Judaism and hang out with the rabbi? What the fuck? Yeah, I'm glad I got that. You know, I do stuff because I like to do it. That's it, man. You can't motivate me with money. Nothing. That's why some of these bimbos that get on here that think they're going to send me a wink or a damn birthday card that, you know, that's going to get you somewhere. It's not. Silk Road, yeah, Silk Road guy. Yep. I mean, that's just a terrible guy. You can't have that. But when you can't, you know, and when there isn't a, you don't allow people to differentiate between someone that's pro drugs, which I'm not, and someone that isn't, just doing a, like, I wouldn't call it a documentary, but just a basic bare bones interview. It's time for me to do something else. And that's not even that much of my platform, but I just don't like the idea of being censored when I'm not doing anything wrong. Next, they'll be having me jump through burning hoops like lions and tigers just to keep this faux hierarchy of these subscribers and views bullshit. Not happening. Hey, Jeremy. It's not happening here, I'll tell you that. 99.9% of my life was before YouTube, and I'm sure it's going to go along just fine. Hey, Curly. I moved to stuff there. Truth. You got a candy coated, water it down, not ask questions. I'm not doing that. I'll crank up a goddamn generator and have a pirate radio from. Oh, thank you, Just Chilling. Yeah, I'd like to keep it that way. If I can, you know. I got a lot of interest, tell you that. Look at Rock and Bead Hut. Unique jewelry and gifts. Fish Town. Pretty cool, isn't it? And the town's cute, too. That's cheese. You want cheese? I've been to so many of these places in my life. You know, my parents were like crazies, blue collar, and I never went to any places like this when I was a kid. And then I got like really lucky, just fucking shit luck, man. I don't even mind admitting it. Doing private detective work, and before you know it, it took off, and I was like making a killing. So what I did is, you don't know anything at the time, and you think this is a better way of living, and you understand, you think that it's you've notched yourself up, you're successful. But really it just boils down to a dollar amount. So I did that for a long time, lived in nice places, and then I started realizing that, you know what, this really isn't for me. I'd rather just get a grilled cheese in the middle of nowhere. I don't want fondue. I mean, I do like a good steak and good sushi once in a while, but I've realized that these little places like this, if you come from nothing in poverty and you never get here, in a way, I think you've got an advantage, because you're thinking it's something that it's not. You can come up here and now get your $8 coffee instead of waiting in line in Telway and Michigan Avenue in Detroit, and think, wow, I've really made it in life. And then you realize what a big bunch of bullshit the whole thing is. Hi. And and I went full circle. So I'm back to stuff like that, just regular stuff. You know what I mean? I don't think it's like, I don't want to go to Jackson Hole. I don't want to stay at the Lodge in Yellowstone. I don't want to stay at the Hotel Hey man, what are you doing? You got 10 feet on that side. Learn how to drive. I don't want to stay at help. I don't want to do that stuff anymore. It's not that fulfilling. That's why, which is why, I'm not saying I have a better insight, but what I do know is I don't want to have anything to do with Hollywood, famous people. I don't want to stay at someone's house in Palm Beach. I don't even want to go to Hilton Head, South Carolina anymore. Hilton Head, North Carolina, I mean. I'd just rather do like simple things. I'd rather just look how clear the water is up here. Now you can argue it either way. Oh, baby fish. Pretty cool, isn't it? This has got a lot of green tin over here, a lot of organic matter. Stuff breaking down on the bottom because it's not moving fast. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I've learned that I don't want to do that either. I don't want to do my, I still want to get a Starbucks and a Barnes and Noble. I don't want to live in the wild. I'd live in a trailer, no problem. Look at these guys cutting logs today. A lot of cute little stores though. But you know, when you're young and you're starting out, you think this is like the ass kicker, Mackinac Island, all these places, all these bullshit shops where you pay $40 with a name of the place you're at on it. I'd rather go to a Goodwill. See? Yes, it's nice here. You know why it's nice here? Because you don't need to worry about getting murdered or robbed or everything gone out of your vehicle when you get back. That's why people are here. It's cool, isn't it? I mean, it's a unique place, tell you that. They try and keep it nice. Yeah, well, I mean, they say the leaves are like if you're rating it to 10, they claim they're a 7 here now, but you know, there's big money in writing these exaggerated articles and getting people to come up here because this is kind of an anomaly compared to most of Michigan. This northwest corner of the state, this is all big bucks, crazy real estate prices. So as long as they can milk this tourism, I'm not saying they're milking it, it's fun to visit and it's worth it. They will, and if that means fudging the color of the leaves, they'll do it, believe me. You could never pin them down on it, but I know they do it. This county up here has more money than they know what to do with. All these counties, Grand Traverse, Leland. If you're going to fall out of a kayak and you need help, this is the place to do it. You've got a Coast Guard, you got every single toy in the world to find bodies and heat imaging devices and dogs that swim around smelling for people under the water and all sorts of shit. You got it. You got it made here. Big time, well-known hospitals. That's what money brings you. If you don't have money, you're likely to sit in an emergency room for 16 hours and discharged, even though you probably should have stayed a couple of days because you don't have any money, and neither do they. Oh, that truck cross street? Yeah, let me know. They got all sorts of like little see what this place has to eat. Fresh walleye, $24. Walleye's I don't know if I'd say it's expensive. It's hard to catch walleye on your own. I mean not walleye, whitefish. You know, I know that guy that's redoing the tugboat. He said the Indians that he knows, they won't even eat walleye south of Petoskey, which is just north of here, or Alpena, which is north and east of here. He said there's a distinct difference in the taste, and if that's true, and I have no reason that it isn't, you can only blame it on one thing: water quality. Fishtown Candy Company. But there was a time in my life, I tried this actually. You get lucky, you make some money, you think, I'm just going to go and move to one of these places, and I'm just going to not work and come down and drink coffee and go to bookstores. You know, that shit gets old, believe me. I've even been thinking of seriously starting another detective agency because I'm kind of bored and this YouTube thing's heading south. I've been thinking about doing it. That's why, because I'm bored. You think when you're working double shifts in a factory as a laborer, when you come up here, and because of your overtime, you can buy this expensive clothing that you really gives you a good feeling, and then as time goes on, you realize it's a big bunch of bullshit. Now I got my GoPro with me too, so I'm recording this. If you think it's shitty video or you missed something, I got all these little clothing shops. Just about the time you figure everything out, if you live long enough. Doesn't matter anymore, you're old. What a timeline, huh? How you doing? Good. A lot of older women up here looking for guys, I'll tell you that. And that guy's like me. I mean, if I pulled up into their driveway with the Astro van, I'd probably get a bazooka that was remote controlled from Sarajevo for $99 a month. This is high maintenance, man. Big time. I'm not saying there aren't good people and nice people. And what I like about it is, let me give you an example. When you come here, I bitch about it, and I say I don't want to be there, but where am I? I'm here. Why? Because of this. You go to a movie, there's not shit laying all over, there's no arguments, cell phones aren't going off while you're watching it. It's all nice. When someone bumps into you, they say, excuse me. When someone asks you for directions, it's a nice dialogue and you chit-chat for a while. It's always a positive experience, and there's a price for that. And what is it? It's about $300,000 for an 800 square foot place to live with no jobs and high taxes. But obviously it works, which is why this place is like it is. And there are parts of it that I love. I'm just saying that material things don't make up for other stuff. You might strike it rich here. You might really get lucky. And I think that's a lot of it. You might just have one banana peel after another. Yeah, Tim is in Bayshore. He's in Bayshore. Actually, Tim, he's good friends with the guy that bought my sister's McDonald's, Tony. Yeah, he's good. They've known each other since kids, I think. That doesn't impress me either. I mean, if I Madonna's dad owns a place just right up the street. Oh, Leland all books. Doesn't look like they're doing too hot, or they've just winterized. That's possible. I don't really care about meeting celebrities. Store closing. Speaking of store closings, when I was coming through Traverse City, there's a place called the Bear Company, Bear Trading Company or something. A souvenir place. And that big giant probably cost $30,000 for this big giant grizzly bear. It looks like a grizzly bear. Maybe it's a black bear because a grizzly bear wouldn't make much sense. And that place used to just do gangbusters. I see they're out of business now. These people claim they're retiring. That sounds better than broke, which is a good chance because up here, there's a lot of these businesses like this. Trust funds, people that made money different kinds of ways. And when you got a ton of money, you get bored. So you open up a puzzle shop, local artwork, and how you doing? You twiddle your thumbs all day long, and if you get a customer, great, and if you don't, that's okay too, because you don't need the money. A lot of places are like that. Yep, for sure. It's not really cold out today, maybe 55. I noticed this GoPro is really going through batteries today, which is kind of odd. This would seem to me like the perfect ambient temperature, but it's not. I'm lucky to get 45 minutes out of one. So you see what I mean? You look out, no junk, no loud radios, no boom boxes, no lowered cars with going up and down. It has nothing to do with racism. It has to do with the character of people here, not because of what race they are. And there's a premium for that. And people are willing to pay for it. This is off season and it's busy. You can come up. I like. There's just places there, attention to detail. You'll be like driving up here, and there'll be just a bench sitting out in the middle of nowhere. Private property sometimes public. Says, have a seat. Like here, right this place right here. They just want people welcome, and some things there's no charge for. Like these chairs right here. People bringing their dogs. I got my Daisy on the dash. Can you see her on the dash? Hey, Salty. American flag. Wind's coming out of the north today. I wonder it's chilly here. You sit down one of these chairs. Hey, Indigo. What a view, huh? Meat candy. Yeah, they did. That was a federal grant, actually. Hey, Paul. Yeah, it's a nice place. You'd really like it up here too, Salty. You should try and come up here in the fall sometimes. This whole area, not that far from Mackinac. It'd really be worth it. You'd have a great time. This is India Atlantic quality. Yeah, I almost got to 360, but the more I looked at it one last night. It really, for what I do, I just not that into it. I'd like to open an adult bookstore here. No, you wouldn't. Sure wouldn't. Oh, good luck, Mary. Another thing you notice about places like this, everything's maintained. A fence gets run into by a car, it gets fixed. Paint chips off, it's repainted. Hey Mary, I'll text you as soon as I'm off here. I'll be up here. It doesn't matter. I can stay as long as I feel like it. Just partying. Why, you want to get something to eat or something? See, that's a kind of setup I wouldn't mind. Like that. Fish Town. I'll go by this sign so you can read it if it interests you. Hey, Kevin. Yeah, it's nice, Penny. Yep, sure is.
Well, I'm not going to cut it out. Off this real off. Oh, I think there's more line on here. I think there is.
Hey, are those salmon swimming up here or not?
Sure. There's a few.
Oh, not that many.
I fished last night. I seen a lot more steelhead.
Oh, you did? How about down around the city, Traverse City? Same thing, or are there more coming up?
Foreman's got more. You might see more.
Okay.
Is the weir still open?
Yeah, if you get down there here, like within the next few
They
days.
got a fish ladder down there.
Yeah, that's what I was asking
Yeah.
about. You think they're down around there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah, the Kings maybe not so much, but there'll be a lot of coho.
All right, good luck.
They don't pull that until next week.
Oh, okay, thank you. See, now Mary lives up near here. Yeah, thank you, Kevin. Appreciate it. Here's the security guard. There's the security guard. Oh, yeah. There's the security guard. Oh, yeah. Good girl. Good girl, hon. Good girl, hon. Good girl, honey. Yeah, I thought I'd get more photography done today, but I don't think that's happening. That's okay. Yeah, she's a great dog, Daisy. That blanket was actually sent to Daisy when the stalking grandmother uh, was trying to get her hooks in me to start trouble. I didn't know that at the time, or I'd have sent it back. Yeah, Austria is cool. And she'll latch down. See you, Conan. Have a good day. Yeah, there is a huge dam. My buddy's got a wine cellar. Oh, good for you, Philip. Are you uploading any videos of that? Yeah, no, total psycho nut. She actually pled guilty to harassment, which speaks volumes. Finally, there's a record that people can cite on what a kook this nut job is. I do want to get something to eat, but you can drop big bucks around here. I'll give you an example. My doctor buddy, they know a guy. I think he's a big bullshitter. I won't say who. But he opened his own restaurant in here. And they went out to eat one night here in this new place. It's divided in between like 5-star stuff, and then the other half is a pizza place. And now they did get $100 bottle of wine, so keep that in mind. But guess what their dinner tab was for a husband, wife, and the son? Nothing special, nothing great. Wasn't like a aged filet mignon. None of that. Take a guess. Yeah, it's nice. Yep. I mean, sometimes expensive dinners. Yeah, close 450. Sometimes expensive dinners are worth it, but not in that case. There's no way around aged prime steaks and good sushi. It's just not. And either you pay it or you don't. Yeah. 450. Yeah, you can do that all day long here. A lot of these places went out of business, believe it or not. This whole area up around Elk Rapids, look them up on Google. Petoskey, Traverse City. Everybody always says, well, that's where the Chicago money is. That's maybe an element of truth to that, but it's also it's where a lot of money from all over the world. Mackinac Island and places like this, they're honestly they're recognized as world-class destinations. Isn't that crazy, Brian? You'd pay that no problem, Brian, for one of those Penn State cheerleaders. Take her out to dinner. Be worth every damn dime. Hey, Akeka. Akaika. And so would I, by the way. That'd be two of us. We'd have a $900 bill and be smiles from ear to ear. Be worth every damn dime. We'd giggle and laugh. We'd make that Urban Meyer video look like pure bullshit. We could get drunk and make triangles and play football on the table. We'd be having so much fun. Yeah, Daisy's a good dog. Yeah, that's worth another 450, Paul. Sounds like you've been around. Better believe it. Yeah, Daisy's a great dog. Yeah, come on, Philip, man. Show us the markets, like just the town you're from, the Alps. What the hell are you waiting for? Yeah, it does, Paul. Yeah, it's true. I mean, I've never honestly. I mean, there's a good whitefish place in Traverse City. I don't. I wouldn't say I'm friends with the guy, but I know the guy. Actually, that's one of my early videos, 10 years ago. It's called Scallywags. It's in Traverse City where I did a video. He was trying to increase his business. I wouldn't mind some good whitefish. I mean, but to me, I mean, I like good stuff, but it's got to be like let's say where there was a good steakhouse, aged steakhouse. It's no problem. Or there was good sushi, no problem. But I don't want to pay like $19 for some sandwich I could make on a picnic bench at home. You know what I mean? A lot of this stuff, you know, how good can a sandwich be? You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference. And honestly, I can't really give you a bunch of examples up here on where I would say that's worth it. Oh, really, Brian? This is Michigan. They're making waste such a big deal out of that. You look at the Kennedys, look at Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew, Epstein before he supposedly hung himself, which is sketchy. All these senators, congressmen, Gary Hart. I mean, give me a break, man. Tell you the truth, I don't think that blonde's that great looking. And if you'd have told me to guess, I would have thought she was in her 30s. It turns out she's only 24. Just kind of a crappy, cheap, bleached blonde hair, sun tanning, booth tan. She's not really a natural beauty, and I'm not bad. And I'm sure with beer goggles on, it looked even better. But I mean, these people need to get a life, man. Right, big time salty water. Yeah, villages, anything, like just like off the beaten trail. 4 o'clock, sun goes down early here now. And honestly, I mean, like where I'm at up here, I'm north of Traverse City, Leland Peninsula. To me, it's super nice. But Traverse City itself, honestly, I think it's overrated. The waterfront downtown isn't that great. I mean, it's a cute town, don't get me wrong, but I mean, I don't think the value is that good. No, I'm not staying overnight, no. I used to stay overnight everywhere I would go, but I don't as much as I used to. And the reason for that is because, I'm ducking around my YouTube. Most places have a slow upload connection. I'd have to drag my laptop with me. It's just, it's got to be a really good reason. Now, if an airliner crashed right outside here in the bay, I'd check into a hotel and buy a toothpaste and a brush at a gas station. But it's not that far from me. I can get home in an hour and a half. It's just, and they rape you for having a dog. It's just way too much bullshit. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's just too much trouble. And I stay up late. I'm a 2, 3, 4 o'clock guy. So, you got the maid banging on your door at 10 o'clock in the morning. It's like, this is just the whole thing's bad. There's a lot of times when I go someplace and I do spend the night, I get 2 nights and put the do not disturb thing just so I can get one good night's sleep. Nothing worse than getting ripped off for 160 bucks a night and you leave tired. You have a great day, KP. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's too much, when you crunch all everything, it's just not worth it. I pay for high speed internet at home and you know, it's not that far away, no traffic. Oh, you get 5G everywhere, huh, Philip? Huh. Yeah, you're right, Kevin. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, even if you want to go up to like Pictured Rocks, it's like the worst place a guy like me could go. They're going to give me bullshit about Daisy. I don't mind paying like, whatever, 250 or something like that, looking out at the Golden Gate Bridge. It's probably 550 now. And I'm not saying that northern Michigan, the UP isn't nice, but I don't want to pay 180 a night for a hotel that's a year away from being condemned and a $40 dog cleaning fee to get up at 10 o'clock in the morning in Munising, Michigan during the summer. Fuck it. It's not worth it. Not doing it. Yeah, I'm not kidding you, man. It's not worth it, man. You look at those. Now, I kind of, in fairness to them, if you want to go there, the thing about those places like Pictured Rocks, it's a long ways from anywhere. Unless you want to drive all night and get there in the morning, you're getting there too late to enjoy the day most of the time. So when you're out in those places, they take full advantage of. They've got like a 4 month season, maybe even three, June, July, and August. And that's where they have their money. But that doesn't make it worth it. It's not my fault that it isn't warmer the rest of the year. And when it comes down to that, it's just not worth it. Now, if I want to go to New York City, where I haven't been in a long time, or I want to pay a premium for Las Vegas because I just want to get lost and people watch and play slot machines and drink margaritas, I'll pay a premium to be where I don't need to take a cab or a Uber or a monorail or some shit like that. So, when you look at getting a drunk driving ticket and all the risk associated with it, it's worth to me to be right in the heat of the action. Key West is another example. I don't mind paying a premium there. I'm right down there off from Mallory Pier. I can walk to everywhere, walk home drunk, not worried about it, not worried about getting murdered. Seafood, good view. I don't even care what the room's like because but when it comes to like other places, not happening. There's a place called the Indigo. My doctor buddy likes going there. Not far from here in Traverse City. They get 650, 750 a night in the summer, which I think is just nuts. Yeah, Brian, I believe me, I would. Snowstorms are my favorite. I've already got some hand warmers that I'm going to try and jerry rig in this container so I can. It's not the same when you film through glass. It's just not. So I can do winter storms. To be honest with you, I mean, I'm not buying into this global warming, the reasons for it, but the weather's been milder. I mean, even here today, this is, 20 years ago, you'd been freezing your ass off up here. And maybe you could have had snow on the ground. It's not like that anymore. It's much more milder winters. And where I live, the winters have been bullshit. Now, actually, I'm about 80 miles south of the snow belt. I drive to snowstorms because I'm so hungry to see them. But you got to basically get around Gaylord. You cut across this, you put a line there east to west. And even their snow is bullshit. I mean, there's people in Gaylord that traditionally had great winters of snowmobiling that need to go to the Upper Peninsula, and even their snow wasn't that great. So, believe me, I love snowstorms. I seek them out, and it's just not the way it is now. Yeah, the blue ice was great. I agree. That's nice. But you're lucky to have that. That may not come again for another 10 years. Yeah, Australia. Philip, could you host me? And I want to go to one of those Bavarian bars where there's some young barmaid with like 44 double D's bulging out of the top of a fluffy dress that's super nice. You got anything in mind? I want to bring Brian with me too. Yeah, they said that before. When I moved to Florida in '92, they were actually having like these town meetings about Florida being underwater any day, and it never happened. And you may be right, but what are you blaming the ice age on? Hairspray? I'm talking about, I want it to be, call me old fashioned, but I don't want to reach down there and see a big 9-inch cock. I want this just to be an old days, pretty, buxom, friendly barmaid. Can you work that out? Because if you can, I'll make my plan my ticket tonight. No, even if you Google it, the lake, these are record warmths in the lakes for this time of year. Just last week, not Lake Superior, of course, but Erie, Michigan, and parts of Huron were 67 degrees. That's nuts. Shit, yeah, man. No kidding, man. I'll probably get 1 week suspension for my disdain and not being interested in a transgender barmaid in Austria. One night in Bangkok. I'll tell you, that song was great, Philip. I can't wait. Yeah, I want to take Brian with me. Well, you've answered all the questions, the quips, the innuendos. I give you A plus, so you need to be on this trip. I hope I'm dead before that happens. Yep. There's my girl. She's got a bottle of booze in that bag. You guys got your booze, huh? Way to go.
We're ready for the night.
Yeah, sounds like it. You need any visitors?
Sure. Come
Okay,
on.
sure, thank you.
Puppy can come.
Daisy can come. Thank you. What'd you get? Wine?
Yeah.
Okay. White, red, or white?
I have red and she has white.
Oh, nice. You guys planned ahead.
And here's 1, 2, and more bottles.
What are you?
Good for you. I'll show up when you're about halfway through. You'll think I'm better looking.
That's what it's slide in the bathroom.
There's 2 bottles of wine. They said there's more in the back and they're going to drink them tonight. No, I don't think you'd like Bangkok. A lot of that. You'd be in for some big surprises there, man. You would be in some big surprises. Yeah, I like that. They have a lot of those gazelles out there. Yeah, I'd like to do that flying around. I'd take a helicopter ride wherever I can get it, as long as it's not in a Robinson R44. It's because I don't want to die, unless it's the turbine model. Timing is everything. I'm not riding in any normally aspirated Robinson R44s. I don't want to be flat as a pancake. Timing is everything. That's no kidding. One had wet, one bought white, and one bought red. These old gals have priorities. They got good senses of humor, I'll tell them that. Well, I think I'm going to sign off here, you guys. I got to text back Mary. I'm going to see if she wants to go to a swingers club tonight in Traverse City. By the way they reacted to my comment, I bet they'd be fun to hang out with. They didn't mess around with any fish dip or corny sweaters. They went right for the booze. They know what makes them feel good, and they're not making any bones about it. See you, Indigo. Have a good day. Yeah, they were fun. Yep, Brian. Yep. She said there was a sign in the bathroom that said that. Something to that effect. Yeah, thanks, Philip. No, they're nice people. They're real troopers, if you ask me. See you, Frisky. Daisy said bye-bye, too.